The Central American wood turtle, in my mind, one of the most underrated types of turtles that are on the market, also heavily imported, so a need for domestic or captive bred specimens are greatly needed in my opinion. Today, I'm going to show you how I built an easy, simple DIY and most importantly, sort of cheap enclosure to keep this animal in. Stay tuned and we'll get into it. First step in this whole process was taking this 110-gallon Tough Stuff tub that I got from the great and fantastic Tractor Supply, and I placed it in the location where I would like it to stay. After that, I dumped in 2 full bags of red lava rocks as the drainage layer, followed by putting in some window screen to act as a barrier between the substrate and the drainage layer. After that, I went ahead and added my substrate, which was a mix of coconut coir, sphagnum moss, just a tiny bit of that, some organic topsoil, and a bit of place sand. And I just did that until I have about a couple inches depth. For my main plant, which would be the main feature of the enclosure, this would be a beautiful hibiscus that I got from Home Depot that I simply just put ahead and added it to the enclosure. Now, it is important to know that there is pesticides and fertilizers that are used in the substrate, and many people do clean it off. I think I probably should have, but the thing is with my Central American wood turtle, she has almost zero interest in plant matter, so I was able to get away with that, but I would probably recommend, and I probably should have in hindsight, cleaned off the substrate. Now, I did go ahead and add this big-ass Boston fern that I got from Home Depot as well. It ended up dying within like 1 day. I made this enclosure a few weeks ago. That ended up dying, so that's no longer in there. So following that, I added this water feature. It is also a Tough Stuff product, and it actually fits perfectly in half of the enclosure. So it is a nice water feature, as these are a semi-aquatic turtle, so they like a nice water feature to be able to lay in. Following this step, I then took some pond pebbles that I would be using on the inside just to give it a little bit more color, make it a little bit more nicer looking. I would fill it up with water and then I would have to toss it back into the container. But as you can see, it started to get very cloudy, so I had to rinse and repeat this process a couple of times until the water was finally clear enough for my liking. After that was said and done, I just had to do a couple little more things, and that was adding some rocks, a little bit of hardscape. I also added in a piece of driftwood from her original inside enclosure, as well as I put some pothos and a water hyponet. I don't know what the hell this thing is called. It's like some water hymen, we'll say. And that way, there's a little bit more interactiveness in theirs, and she has a little bit more things to do. But yeah, at the end of the day, this was a very quick, very, I guess, in a way, cheap and a very easy setup you can do. There is a lot of maintenance, and there is one thing I need to make clear is that this is not going to be a permanent thing for her. She's really small right now, and it's just something that I'm going to be using for a little bit, so don't sweat it. She's not going to be in here forever. I'm not an animal abuser. But I am going to have to predator-proof this, so every night I take her on the inside still. But it is just nice to have her be able to get some natural sunlight. And she really does seem to enjoy being able to bask in the water, swim around, and really just do day-to-day turtle things. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. And if you have any suggestions for other videos, let me know in the comments. But we'll see you next time.